Well, that really honestly depends on the condition of the property. Generally when I come in, I'll take a look at the entire property and I'll say, okay, if we leave it as is and just, do paint touch up and stage and, clean up, this is how much we're going to get. If we do some renovations, talking about 1 to 3 week time period, and this is how much value we're looking to get. If we do full renovation, this is how much value we're looking to get. And the time that it's going to take to sell. You've got to consider timing as well, because if you're in a shifting market and the market might decline, you want to get on the market fast. You want to be the first one out, because your neighbor could decide to take a lower price and bring down the comp. So, but generally speaking, most of the listings that I take, they will let me do, 1 to 3 week prep work.
Clean up.
Sometimes I even renovate a bathroom quickly. It depends. But if you are thinking about selling in the near future and you're like, we just want to prepare our property, some of the basics are make sure your landscaping, especially in the front, is looking green and inviting. That's your curb appeal.
That's the first impression.
It's the first impression. Like they're either going to walk in that door or not based on what they see outside, right? Then you want to paint inside. You want it to smell good. You want it to be decluttered. You don't want it super personalized. When it's super personalized, people don't know how to envision themselves there. Let me tell you, people are not paying millions for square feet, bedrooms, bathrooms, a kitchen. They're paying for them seeing and living their life there. What does it mean to sit in the living room and sit by the fire and drink a glass of wine? What does it mean to gather with their kids after school? Are they doing it around an island that overlooks a beautiful green yard? So we need to create those visions so that when they walk in that door, they feel good, it smells good, it looks good, and we make their eyes follow whatever we want. And so that's where, we will add color, mirrors, lighting is very important.
Very good.
These are some basics that they can start to work on even before I walk in the door, if they're just even thinking about it. Also, I would say that the number one thing I see sellers cutting corners on is getting inspections and getting staging. If you don't have inspections, you can best believe that if I'm the agent on the other end and that inspection comes in, I'm going to be negotiating every single point.
Which is awesome.
You want to say, hey, this is the condition of our property. This is everything you need to know about our property. This is the condition, and that's why we priced it the way we priced it. While there are things that could come up, if things come up outside of that, then we can talk. But other than that, that's the way we priced at that condition. So,
I want to add to that. That's such a great point. And I've done that as a strategy to lower the price of a property I've purchased before. So, we'd come in and without inspections on the property, and then we'd get our own inspections. And then you have this negotiating stronghold almost where you're saying, well, listen, I was willing to pay for that at that time, but now I know the roof needs replacing. That's $30,000 off, and you don't want to lose this sale, et cetera. So great way to put it all out on the line where you could just know you knew about that. It's part of the inspection.
And over disclose. Over disclose. People are like, oh, should we write that we had a leak? Yes. Because if you don't, and then they discover it afterwards, that lawsuit's going to cost you a lot more.
Over disclose is key.
Over disclose is key. And staging. Okay, so I know staging is super expensive. And there's different stagers that I use. But staging is really important. Even if you have beautiful furniture that we can work with, if we can stage, your furniture is for you. It's for your taste. We are not looking for your taste. We are looking for a bland taste so that they can envision themselves there. Like if you've got a zebra couch or a bright red couch that looks phenomenal in that area, that's great. And I will probably really enjoy the uniqueness of it. But when you get the crowds in, most people are much more plain and understated and just want to see clean lines, open rooms, clean lines, bright, and space. If I present an empty room, it looks 10 times smaller than it is. They're like, oh my God, a bed would never fit here. Like, I don't even know, like an L-shaped couch. That's just the way space looks. So staging is really expensive, but it's also an investment in your return.
So cleanup, staging, very big investments. That could mean adding a value of X amount of dollars to the bottom line of the sale. You'll get it back anyway because you just up.
Yeah. So
your
sometimes
sales.
when my sellers have problems with it, I always this recently happened.
Yeah.
I walked into a listing. They're like, no, our furniture is perfect.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, look at our house. It's so cute. And it was honestly one of the most charming houses in San Mateo. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it really was charming. But I was like, there's too much. It's too much. We're going to move everything out and declutter. So I did that. Then when I changed the light fixtures, he's like, oh, no, but it's so pretty. And I was like, I know. It's totally beautiful for you, but we need to just do it for the crowd. And then when it came to the carpet, so in the master bedroom, there was a carpet, okay? It was dirty. It was, turning yellow. And I was like, the house looks newer, but we need to change the carpet. That's where he took a firm no to me.
Oh, boy.
And I said, okay, you know what? Forget everything I said. Here's the deal, okay? Don't pay for the carpet change, which at that time was $2,200. I said, if I told you I can get you $50,000 more and you had to spend $2,200, would you do it?
Nice.
And he goes, yeah. I said, perfect. That's all the permission I need.
Yeah.
The $2,200 will come later. Yeah. I'll pay it out of pocket if I don't get you that $50,000 more. Of course, we got $150,000 more. But the point is that people have this holdup. And, my father, he used to tell me, don't trip over dollars to pick up pennies. You can't do that. You've got to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, spend a ton. Yeah. And I definitely treat my clients' money like my own. Yeah. But it is really important because it does make a difference in the perception of the condition of the home. That's what you are controlling.
I had another real estate agent on the podcast recently, and she also put in a very interesting analogy. It's like, hey, if you go sell your car today and it's super dirty, you're going to probably wash it first, right? You're going to clean the inside. Yeah. Or you're going to get a lower evaluation at any of these dealers. So you got to present everything that you sell. It goes back to branding, to presentation. And let's talk a little bit about branding and presentation. I've seen you on social media a lot lately. You have been putting out content a lot. Not only are you putting out content with great energy, in my opinion, you're also giving very insightful information on your Instagram. I haven't checked out your YouTube, but we'll link it below. And tell me about social media. How important has that been for you to gain clientele or get your brand name out there?
So social media has taken front and center, honestly, in the world. It's like, if you're not on social media, you're not relevant. If you're in a position where you need, where you're in a public job, right? Sure. If you're a tech employee, you don't need this publicity. Yeah. You don't need to be putting yourself out there, right? But in my position, you do. And it was one of the biggest challenges for me to get onto social media. I was the anti-MySpacer. I don't know if you remember MySpace.
Oh, I remember MySpace. This is the second podcast in 2 days that mentions MySpace. It's so crazy.
It's weird, but
are we getting old, or is this what's happening?
I definitely feel 28. I don't know about you.
Okay, 29.
But yeah, I wasn't on MySpace. I wasn't even on Facebook. I was the anti-social media. I just didn't have time. I wanted to work hard and spend time with my family and friends. But now it is connecting people from all over the world. I talk with people from all over the world. Yeah. I get inspired and motivated by people from all over the world. And I have found that I am inspiring and motivating. It's a giving thing. It's also a lonely thing because, it's me, myself, and I. Everyone, thinks it's so glamorous, but it's really me, myself, and I.
Yeah, it's work. It's not, this isn't like, guys, when people are posting on social media, especially for like a job, this isn't like, I'm going to post on social media and it's fun. It's like, no, I got to present the message that people are going to understand.
In a way, they're going to understand it.
Accept it or consider it of value. And it's not easy. It's a job. And to do it consistently is a whole different topic, and you've been doing it consistently, which is great.
I've been putting myself out there, and there's different opinions and criticizers and all that, but
who are the criticizers? Who do we beat up tomorrow?
I don't know. No, but it's good. It's good, right? You hear everyone's different opinions, but I believe that if you give value, people will value you.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to sell what you do and push your service, I'd rather just give value. And, if people see and hear and trust me with their biggest financial, investments, that's the biggest compliment that anyone could receive.
Social media is so weird. People that are criticizers, it's really weird, or even the haters, let's put them in the hater category. And there's haters, especially for women, I find it in much more than men. I feel so bad for women because they'll put up a nice photo and there's like 10 other women saying nasty things. But it's like, why do they do that? Unfollow the person if you don't like their message or whatever it is. You're not obligated. And they continue to follow you. It's like you're continue to feed them.
Yes.
Someone I know said, haters are your biggest fans. I'm not going to mention that person's name, but they'll never unfollow you. And they're going to continue riding with you to the end. And they're going to do that view 5 times over. As a man, I don't get it as much. Thank God. I do get it from time to time. But how do you deal with that? How do you deal with people either pretending they know more than you or just being nasty on the internet?
Well, first of all, I've been through so much more that, hey, I'm alive. I'm here. I'm able to put myself out there. And I think that in itself is a huge accomplishment. And I always tell people, don't try to be perfect. Just get out there.
Yeah.
So I don't really take it to heart. I like to engage with them. And when they say, taking from your, leveraging your stocks to buy real estate is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a horrible idea. It could.
Yeah.
For the wrong deal, it should. Yeah. It's not, we're not giving blanket rules.
Yeah.
Like that's not what life is.
Nothing's guaranteed.
And nothing is guaranteed. And the way you use it, like taking debt could be considered terrible. But if you use it and it's bringing you income, it's great.